What's up? Welcome back to another week and another video. Let's talk about overconsumption, self-care, and just ongoing need to always have more to make us happy. The things that you don't want to hear are the things you need to hear the most. The first thing that I want to bring up is that taking care of yourself means knowing yourself. But conglomerate businesses like the Sephoras of the world are very in tune with this. They dictate what we want and what we need. It's almost like they know we are lost, so they create things or items or whatever to sell to us because they know that we are lost. And we're in search of this item or thing to fix our problems or just issues that we have in our life. Do we buy because we are lost? We hope that if we buy things or items that they will somehow help us find who we are. I do strongly believe that these businesses know exactly what they are doing in order to reach us, in order to make us believe and sell us a dream that if we just buy their one thing, that we will be happy. If we just buy that other thing, it'll fill this void that we're constantly trying to fill. Sometimes I think, are we easily influenced because we are weak or because we are insecure? It's scary, but sometimes it's almost like just businesses and companies know us better than we know ourselves. Or is it maybe that because they know that we don't know anything, that they can tell us whatever they want and we're going to believe it because we are either naive, weak, or just insecure? Or you could probably have, the triple whammy and you have all three. So you are the perfect consumer for whatever they decide to throw at us. I came across a term called the Honic Treadmill. Let me read it to you. The hedonic treadmill is a metaphor for the human tendency to pursue one pleasure after another. That's because the surge of happiness that's felt after a positive event is likely to return to a steady personal baseline over time. And practically what it's saying is that when you buy something, you get this high and you just feel good. You feel like all of your problems have been solved because you bought the one lipstick. Over time, you are going to lose that interest in that specific item, and it's going to bring you nothing other than the need to get something else. And it's just a cycle. You buy something, it gives you that same euphoric feeling, and then over time, it loses its importance in your life, and then you're constantly having to buy something because you're chasing that high. I honestly can say that I've been there before where I used to buy things and I would feel great, and then after a while I was just kind of like, why did I even buy that? I don't even like those things, but I'm only buying them because I've been told that I need them. And I'm not trying to come on here and say I am holier than thou. I'm just saying that these are the things that I've just noticed as I'm getting older. It's easier to manipulate, I want to say, this is my opinion, younger, impressionable individuals. And now that I'm getting older, it's almost like a wake-up call that I've been getting, but I've been choosing to ignore. And now I'm like picking up the phone and answering and saying, yeah, what's up? And I'm discovering that, we've been lied to practically all of our lives. Our parents have been lied to. We are just seen as little piggy banks, and whoever is on the other side is always trying to get something from us. And a lot of the time, these businesses just want our money. They do not care about our feelings, our dreams, our anything. They just want our money, no matter how they get it. And you know what? We are so good at being sheep that we constantly just give it to them. We put it on a platter and we say, here, take my hard-earned money and do whatever you want with it. Come back in a minute because I'm gonna give you more. I also think that in order to feel good, like if you've had a bad day, we shop. And then if we're bored, we look for things to shop. It's almost like we're always finding an excuse to buy because there's this just innate void in us that can't be filled by just normal things. Like we need tangible physical things to feel, to hold in order to feel happy. But then after those things lose their value, we are constantly always looking for more, and that void is always there. This is coming from personal experience. I feel like sometimes because we work so much, some of us even work all day, and then when we do have a day off, we go out and we look for things to buy to make up for the sadness that we've been going through for the entirety of the week. To me, it just seems like it's a cry for help, but we are turning to the wrong resources to help with that. I think a way to help with this feeling of always wanting and needing more, a good thing to do, and that I have started doing myself, is to show gratitude for what you already have. It's very easy to always want more just because it's exciting, it's new, but I think that we should try to find that same euphoric feeling in the things that we already have. And they don't even have to be things, they can be experiences. A lot of the time, things that bring us happiness are free, but we don't want that. I don't know why. For some reason, we'd rather spend money on things than do things that are free that give us the same feeling. For example, the other day we were playing pickleball, and initially the only thing that we bought were the paddles and the balls, and of course, you know, we needed to buy that in order to play the games. And it was a small investment. It was like $24 for a set of 4 paddles, and we have been going and playing pickleball a lot. And the other day when we went with my husband's sister and her husband and we were playing, it kind of just hit me. We come out here 5 times a week and it's always free. I am making more long-lasting memories being there with them for free than if I bought a lipstick, a foundation, a perfume, any of that stuff. Like, half those things that I've bought in the past, I don't even remember. Like, I forgot about them. But it's those memories that I'm making with my loved ones or friends or whoever that I'm gonna carry with me forever. Which led me to another observation, that we would rather spend more time working in order to buy things than to freely spend time with our loved ones. It's like a rude awakening when I realized that. Younger me would work her ass off in order to buy things. And now I'm almost on the verge where I'm like, I just want to work enough to meet my basic needs, and then the rest of the time that I have left to use it for just things that actually fill my cup. Our priorities are so and these companies know that. They know that we prioritize and value things more than we value time, family, friends, loved ones. You know how they say that happiness is bliss? That is the truest thing I have ever heard. So let me talk to you a little bit about my childhood. When I was very young, my parents immigrated from Mexico to the US, and at the time, I, of course, didn't know what a phone was. We only had like telephones, like landline telephones with the, you know, the cord. My parents, we were very poor growing up. We never, like, ever bought anything brand new from the store. We always went to the thrift shop. I never had a brand new bike. Like, all of my bikes were always secondhand. Of course, growing up, my siblings experienced a different life than me because they were bought new things. Growing up, I had the bare minimum. I had shelter, food, water, your basic like clothing, and that was it. I didn't have any like Game Boy, computers. I didn't have any of that. I didn't get a phone until I was in 9th, 10th grade. And nowadays, 2-year-olds have tablets. I'm not gonna tell people how to parent. What that made me realize was that when I had the least amount of things in my life, I was the happiest. I don't really think as a child I knew that there were rich people because I was never exposed to that. I was never exposed to going on, you know, like week-long vacations to Disneyland. I wasn't aware of any of that. And I lived in a little poor bubble and I was happy. I didn't need anything. It wasn't until I started getting older that I started seeing what, you know, my friends had, what the other kids in my class had. And that kind of developed in me this feeling that I needed more to be more happy. It transpired into adulthood, and it's almost like I'm going full circle and I'm wanting to go back to my childhood roots where I just need the basic things to be happy, because having more didn't make me more happy. It just stressed me out more because it made me feel like I needed to work more to have more. It was dark times because I had to have like 3 jobs to pay for college, to pay for my car, to pay for things that I needed. And now that I'm older and I can afford those things, it's almost like, but why? So I don't know, maybe you can take something away from this little story that I just told you, but I do appreciate you being here today, and I just wanted to talk about this consumerism and self-care conversation that is everywhere. I'm just annoyed of going on social media. Thank goodness I do not have a TikTok, because I think I'd be upset all the time about the content that I see on there. This is what you need. This is what you should get. This is what's missing from your life, and this is why you're unhappy. Always just buy. And I'm just tired. I'm sick and tired of consumerism being shoved down my throat. I will comment on the creators, post or whatever, and just say, like, I'm nice about it. I say, hey, I love your videos, but it's overwhelming that you're always shoving consumerism in our faces. Like, you always want us to buy something. And a lot of people just come down your throat. Like, you don't have to buy what they're selling. You chose to follow them. You chose to click. You chose to watch this. It's always putting blame on us. There is no accountability for the people promoting this. Like, you're the one choosing to make a video about things that you want us to buy, and then it's my fault. How are you going to win a losing battle when everybody is shoving the same idea down your throat? You can't even escape it. It is hard out there, guys. It is hard. And if you're trying to be an individual or be different than the norms, you're the unwanted. How dare you be different? How dare you say you don't need this? If you are like me and you are struggling and you are tired of people shoving things down your face telling you need these, I am with you. What I will tell you is you can do what I've done. I've unfollowed so many people, unsubscribed to people that is all they do, is just promote consumerism. So don't be afraid to unfollow influencers that make you feel sad or make you feel sad or bad because you don't have what they have, because you're not going on these vacations that they're going, because you don't have the newest car, the newest phone, you have a big house, you have a small house. Like, come on, work hard or get a bigger house. That's just toxicity. We need to get to a point where we are self-aware and realize what they're trying to do with us and to us. And sadly, it all comes down to money. Like, they just want your money one way or another. And like I said before, we are willingly giving it to them. We are giving them everything they want and more. The power that some influencers hold over people is astronomical. I don't even think Jesus had that much power in his time. All right, so I know that this topic is a little bit heavier, but it's just that there are things in my day-to-day life that I want to talk to people about, but sometimes they don't want to listen. So I figured if I make a video and you click on it, then you do want to listen and you are open to having this conversation. And if you want to talk about it or say anything, just drop a comment below or just message me on Instagram so that we can chat back and forth. But thank you so much for being here today. I truly appreciate it. Hang in there. We will get through it together. Somehow we have to. We have to. Anyway, have a wonderful, marvelous, beautiful day. I will see you in the next one. Bye!